money, and that's the way it's going to be, man. But things are going to get worse and worse, and if you try to stop, forget it, man. It's a hopeless cause. Social Darwinian economics, they're coming for you. You know, Georgia Guidestones. Bill Gates is going to get his way. They're going to depopulate the earth. They want us to lose our will to live. You're just going to march off to a FEMA camp, concentration camp, death camp. That's what they want, and they're going to get it. And I can't stand in the way. My numbers are looking good. My security keeps increasing. My sense of financial freedom keeps increasing. I'm fine. Crony capitalism worked for me. At least it's got capitalism in its name. You see, I know how people think, and it's disgusting. And I'm tired of it. We got to think differently. We got to think like a family. Think about, would you treat that stranger that way? Okay, you better answer to God why or why you wouldn't. Okay, all of us are going to answer. We're owned. We are the property of another who has the power to throw our souls into hell if we're deemed unfit to inherit a renewed earth. That's what's coming. That's what we should be living for. And that change can happen, like the Bible says, in the twinkling of an eye. That's like just boom, a jump in time. All of a sudden, no thorns on roses. All of a sudden, your body can't die anymore. I want to be there, and I want everybody to be there. There's no overpopulation in heaven. There's no lack of anything, because the lack in this world is invented. God provides bountifully for all of us. He gave us our smarts, our wherewithal to go build appropriate shelters and to have food. You could just be a hunter-gatherer and go catch fish out of the sea and eat vegetables and fruit. Okay, he provided all this for us. It's God that gave it to us. We've honed it with God's help, with our imagination. Okay, that's how we come up with all the technology, all the infrastructure. God is the only one to honor for these things. We don't owe a debt of gratitude to the Rothschilds, these trillionaires. We don't owe it to the money printing class. We got to stop feeling like, well, we just got to submit and be beholden and capitulate and acquiesce to these people, roll over. Go along to get along. I know how people think. Go with the flow and all this. Bury your head in the sand. I prescribe to the ignorance is bliss philosophy. I know how people think. I'm a people. And in each of us is all of us. We're in this thing together as the human race, as one big family. That's it. That's it. End of story. That's how we should be treating each other. If we want to please God and find true happiness, then you've got to give a damn. You've got to seek to please God. And that means loving your fellow man and caring deeply about them, wanting the same thing for others that you want for yourself. Whatever it is you want to be financially free as part of the conditions for being absolutely free, then assume that other people want that too. And we can get there, but there's people that are putting stumbling blocks in our way. They're opposed to God's will being done on earth. So, we've got to get it, man. We've got to really get it. This Roger Stone is an interesting guy Alex has on the show all the time. I disagree with him a lot about who he likes. I mean, this Nixon character, getting us off the gold standard, opening trade with China. Those things were really bad for America. I really like the guy, and I trust him. And, he just was probably brought up a lot differently. But you know what? I mean, there's certain people in this Kissinger character, but this could be a Churchill thing with Trump meeting with Kissinger. They, stay close to your friends, but even closer to your enemies. So I think Trump knows what the hell he's doing, and I trust the man. That's it. I believe in him. I have faith in him, and I'm going to give him all the time he needs. I'm just happy that that Hillary didn't get in. Good God, look what happened in France. Marine Le Pen would have been. I would have been a lot happier right now if Marine Le Pen had won in France. This is a setback, but you know what? Everything in the Bible is going to be fulfilled, and if this is all part of Bible prophecy being fulfilled, so be it. I'm just happy we got Trump, and I'm going to give him slack, give him time, whatever it takes, and let him get this train on another track and start seeing the worth of your currency going up. He can do this. This is how I'm going to measure his success and progress. Okay, is seeing my currency increase in the aggregate, in the mix of those things we can't get away from, those essential human needs, the housing and the food, the water and utilities, energy costs, those kind of things. So that's where I'm coming from. New Orleans just got rid of an historical statue. This is akin to book burning. They want to get rid of history. Oh, let's just, erase it out. Okay, but look, a lot of people died in the South believing that their cause was right, and you got to respect anybody that was willing to fight and kill and die for the cause that they believed in. And, that's it. So, I mean, was it another war of conscription? No, men went off to war because they believe in the cause often, how it used to be. Nowadays, it's all about money. What will the military do for me? I got the GI Bill, and they'll pay for this and that, and there are all these benefits to it. So they're looking at a monetary way. That's why we got, 22 guys a day taking their own lives. This is Satan, the devil in the details of our division and our misery. This is misery. How am I supposed to enjoy my stinking little life? These guys died for my freedom. They commit suicide for my freedom too? What the hell's going on here? What is wrong with us? And we're supposed to go, oh, it's okay, everything's all right, and just, pay your bills and go make money and just go along and go along. You don't want the system to break down. You don't want the anarchists to win and all this. What the hell does any of this mean? What the hell's going on? I live in a world gone mad. And people got to understand this is serious life and death. The older I get, the more I think to myself, you know what? The value of getting old is that you gain some semblance of humility. The arrogance and all this stuff, it seems to go away. And I have all the respect in the world for everybody because I know how hard it is to be a human. As we get older, these are things we get of wisdom, of just being aged and being the seniors to other people. You have to be there to help people, to comfort them and to encourage them and to enlighten them when they're in the darkness and they don't understand, they're confused and they're ignorant about stuff. It's up to the older people to step in and to really help. We've got to help young people because they're scared, and rightfully so. They see their cost of living keep going up. Everything keeps getting harder and harder, more and more unlivable. There's more and more financial burden put on people. Where do you think this thing's going to end? How can it end well? Unless somebody steps into the fray and turns it around in a very measurable way. How long can the national debt increase without you feeling it? Remember, as what do they call it, people, through when something slowly diminishes, okay, through not atrophy, but through what's the other term I'm thinking of? But it's a natural process where attrition is the term I was looking for. So as through attrition, the poor die. It's kind of like that saying, who said, first they came for this, the Jews, then they came for the tradesmen, then they came for, whoever. And then finally there was nobody left for them to come forth, so they were coming for me. I mean, that's it. All of us got to put two and two together and say, yes, that's true. This monster keeps growing and it's devouring the weakest links among us. And if I don't care about them, what's going to happen eventually? It's going to catch up to me. So, I mean, when people don't even care about their own family members, it's like in other cultures, they have extended family living in one house. What's wrong with that? What's so great about get out of the house, get out of mom's basement and all that? No, boycott the high cost of housing. If mom lets you stay in the house, I say go power to you, man. That's great. Save the money, save up, whatever. Do something else. If people can live together and maybe you're helping mom out too. Maybe she likes having you around, okay? You're scratching each other's back, right? So it's a win-win for a lot of people. So, this whole idea that anybody that's living in their mother's basement is inherently bad, I mean, no. Okay, whatever that means is a metaphor for people, this is happening. This is a trend. This is part of our social economic reality. We all know that. We see it everywhere. What do you think happens when people are desperate? Well, the option is I could go live under the bridge at this point. And die, or I could go back to mom or dad's house or whatever. Of course, a lot of people are going to vie to live. They're trying to survive. People have a right to survive. That's what my whole point about last week when I was talking about people going on welfare. It's like, yeah, make sure the system knows it's broken. You got a lot of needy people that are struggling to pay their rent and put food on the table. And we got to bring the burden down, bring the cost of living down, and cause the government to be responsible. Hold them responsible. They caused it. I'm not saying your local social welfare worker caused it, but remember, without the poor, they wouldn't have a job. Their job depends on the poor. Let them know there's more poor people than they thought, so bang on the doors day and night of the housing authority. whatever. Let the system know you need them, that you don't want them to just make you be a criminal and cost the system $50,000 a year. It'd be dramatically cheaper to prevent the problems in our society than to let this shit happen. Excuse my French. Okay, to let this crap happen. Okay, it'd be a lot dramatically cheaper. That's what I want to get through to people. In terms of fiscal prudency, I am a conservative because this is logical. This is the right thing to do. So I'm liberal in the sense that I believe that people should be set free. I'm a libertarian in that sense. I believe in liberty, yes. Okay, but we've got to demand it. Nobody is out there handing it out. The government's corrupt. Everybody's in it for a paycheck. Understand, and we got to bring this thing to a head. That's it. Basically, that's what I'm talking about. It's like a big ass sore pimple. We got to bring it to a head. Like that bandage that needs to be pulled off. It keeps getting put back on, and the wound just gets worse and worse. They pull it on and off. As soon as the scab starts healing, oh no, now it's time to pull it off. We got to injure it again. Now put it down. Pull it up, and so the problem just gets worse and worse. The wound gets worse and worse. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. The pimple that just let it fester. I'm profiting. I'm benefiting from that. Let that pimple, don't pop it. Don't let it come to a head. No, just keep it right here. It's working for me right here. No, pop the damn pimple. Okay, and let the chips fall where they will. Okay, because that's what we need. The people need relief. We need to bring the pimple to a head, the social economic pimple to a head. We got to be honest with ourselves and don't just say, hey, I'm okay, that makes it okay. It's your problem, you're too weak, you're too stupid, take my advice, go find a different skill, go find a different job. Bull crap. There's not enough jobs. There's going to be less and less jobs as the machines take over more and more jobs. And the vast majority of jobs being done already are useless jobs that revolve around the problems. And those problems are desperate, extreme poverty I'm talking about. The vast majority of the crime is induced by this. The desperate poverty. That's what induces the vast majority of crime. This is what induces all these dubious wars we're getting involved in. This is serious stuff, man. This is homicide. This is murder. This is killing. This is death. So these social economic things I'm talking about, it's not just panty waist stuff, man. This is as serious as it gets, believe me. So you need to be really ruthlessly honest with yourself and with other people when it comes to conveying and imparting this information and getting it across to them how grave the situation we're in is. It is serious. It is life and death. This national debt, the same thing with that. Remember the abortions. Rich women don't abort their baby. Free women, financially free women don't abort their babies generally. Okay, or prostitute themselves. Focus on the issue. Don't spread yourselves all over. That's what they want. They want you diffused everywhere so you've got no focus. You've got no energy to just say, no, it's those damn politicians. It's the damn, if that's the government, it's those Congress and senators that gave their stamp of approval at bailout of '08. Who are they? Identify them. Let's talk their names. Let's trash talk them and expose them. And when people figure out how bad that was, how antithetical to true capitalism that bailout was, that was the socialization of the debt and the privatization of the stolen profits, this ill-gotten gain, the theft right under our noses of the wealth of our nation for generations in perpetuity, okay, that are going to be paying for this if we don't come down on these people and insist on social economic justice. And if I sound like a social justice warrior, I'm sorry, because I don't know what that term means. Because we got to dissect each word and have a meeting of the minds about what are we talking about here. That's why it's so important. When I say we've got to get rid of all money, I'm talking about eventually that's what's going to happen. And I'm not just talking about a cashless society because people are, oh, he's into the beast system and all this. No. I mean, it's a principle. It's a precept. It's an idea. Money, it was an idea to screw people. Okay, no other creature would consent to going under this. They say, no, I'm able to gather plenty of seed for myself or whatever my favorite food is. God provided it. I don't need you. God gave me a brain. I could build my own nest, dig my own hole in the ground, whatever I choose to do. Okay, but I don't need money. I don't get that. So any other group of creatures could have signed on to being into money. They didn't. What the hell's wrong with us? We, by far and away, are more intelligent than every other creature on the face of the earth. Yet look at the madness we're engaged in. Look how it runs our lives. We're fear-driven in this fraudulent, monetary-based, satanic, so-called reality. That's it. Our minds are spinning with making money and paying bills, and whoa, it just makes you sick to your stomach, and the problem's just getting worse, and nobody knows how to fix it. We're overwhelmed, and people throw their hands up. They just say, hey, can't worry about anybody else. I'm doing okay. I'm able to crack that nut and pay my rent. Can't worry about you. And that doesn't help anybody. You're of no help. It's just like going into a big auction. That's it. And say, yeah, I can afford to survive. I'm making enough money to survive. So, it sickens me. All the people that prescribe to that kind of philosophy.